Minister, the Education Minister in line with us, Mr. Natapol Teepsuwan. Good evening.
Good evening, Kun Ratikon, Kun Narayana.
How are you today?
I'm okay.
Thank you very much. I heard you hop on a motorcycle to be home so you can talk to us right now.
Yes, I'm a bit busy on the traffic today.
I feel very privileged. Let's go straight to the issue today. Education reform is one of the issues that make students come out to protest. They even was in front of your office, and you actually get a lot of credit for went now and sitting down and talk with them. But you also got criticized, but there hasn't been any much change since then. So what do you think you can do instantly though to make maybe even a small change right now?
Actually, we have made a lot of progress since the meeting with the students. We have had the plan for reform in place, and the Prime Minister has come and endorsed the platform. Okay. We plan to reorganize the curriculum, and we have plans to re-educate the teachers in order for them to be able to improve their skills for the 21st century demands.
So, actually, it was in the news that in the past 20 years, Thailand has 21 education ministers, and they said it's one of the reasons that the reform hasn't happened because each one has been working not even a year. What is your perspective? What do you think is the real reason that the reform hasn't happened?
I think that's part of the problem, the continuity from policies to policies. What I'm trying to do is to lay down the foundation for the next minister to carry on policies that hopefully be the foundation to improve education in Thailand.
Okay.
By making sure that curriculum are up to date, make sure that digital technology will be in place to help the students increase their abilities, and make sure that the teachers will be able to improve themselves with the skills necessary in the 21st century.
So in your perspective, what would be the most important thing that needs a reform? Is it the curriculum? Is it the teachers? What do you think needs to be reformed the most?
Okay, I think the understanding that each student have different needs, different skills, different abilities. Okay, therefore, the curriculum needs to have flexibility to display the student's ability. At the moment, we are putting one standard to measure the student's ability. We need to be flexible. We need to have curriculum that hone their skills. And then we need to realize the gifted skills that each student has. And then we have to understand the demand of the industry. And then we hear the student's ability towards those demands.
But how are we going to do that though? Retain our teacher from all over the country? That is such a big task. How can we start that?
Yes, even though it's a big task, we have to do. There's no other way that we can approach these changes without the understanding of the teachers. You have to admit that we have skilled teachers, have teachers who have kind hearts, wanting to teach the students, but the demand of the world today requires different skills than what the teachers have been accustomed to. So we need to change their skills. We need to adapt their ability to help the student with the digital technology. It's going to take time. It's not going to be 1 or 2 year process. It will take 3 or 4 years in order to complete the whole program.
It is a long-term plan indeed. And like you said before, I think one of the issues is the continuity in the plan or how to execute them. Statistically, I'm not saying that you might not be able to carry on, but statistically, we don't have the minister that will stay more than 1 year. If anything happens that you will move on to do other ministry or somebody else will take over from you, do you think this project, this idea of retrain the teacher will keep going?
Yes, I think at the moment I've passed the average 11 months of being minister at the Ministry of Education. Okay, so I hope that I would be able to continue. I've discussion with the prime ministers. I'm not looking to move to other ministry. As long as I can do the job here, I'm sure that we can carry on with the plan. The training programs, the training curriculum for teachers are in place. The budget are in place for Human Capital Development Center throughout the nation, 183 centers that would be center for improving the skills of the teachers. And we hope that this program will be able to improve the necessary skills.
And this may not sound a bit uplifting, but how does it feel to know that the Thai education has been poor compared to other Asian countries?
It's a reality. It's what has been going on for many, many years. I think we have tried, but we have not been successful. We have to admit that, and we have to take an approach to make sure that we can reach our potential. Thailand has great potential, but we have not utilized it. We have not fully understand how to achieve goals. You have to look at the medical industry. I have to say that we are one of the top in the world, rank up there. If you look at all the personnel that are involved in the medical industry, they are from our educational system. They're not from overseas. Most doctors are educated in Thailand. Most nurses, the medical personnel, are educated in the Thai system. So we have the ability to bring out the best in this sector. Why can't we do it with any other profession or any other sectors?
Right.
We can do it. We have to put our minds into it and then put a proper plan.
One of the problems that a lot of people say that is the inequality in the education standard in the schools over Thailand. And I would have to say that some parents have to throw money for their children to have good education or even move to close to school, or some children have to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning to go to schools across town because the one near their home is not good enough. How can we fix this problem?
Okay. If we look at the bottom line of the schools, we have too many schools. We have 30,000 schools. Therefore, the budget are allocated or distributed evenly, throughout the nation. It's not concentrated budget allocation. We need to reduce the number of schools. We need to bring quality schools. The number may be 10,000, 20,000, 25,000, whatever it is, it has to be quality schools. At the moment, we are not providing that. We are providing schools close to home, make it convenient for parents to send their children. But along the way, we are not providing quality along with the number of schools. We need to take that challenge. We have to reduce the number of schools and allocate it budget properly.
So in your perspective, how can we bridge the inequality gap between the good schools and those that are not up to standard? What would be the best way?
Okay, we have to have good quality schools spreading throughout Thailand. It doesn't have to be in large quantity, in high numbers, but in each city maybe we look at 10, top secondary schools. At the moment, there are one or two. So everybody is looking to come into one or two schools. If we have 10 within the city, spreading strategically throughout the city, I believe that we can achieve the quality or equality that we are looking for.
So one of the things that students, the protesters said that you are not qualified to be the education minister. I want you to tell them, to ensure them you are actually qualified and they are in good hands. What can you say to them to make them believe that?
If you really look at my background, my family has owned schools for over 50 years. Both my family and my wife's family, we have had residential schools. We have looked at maybe over 40 schools all over the world, in the US and in other countries. So I understand the system, the educational system, that it's necessary to bring out the top quality students. Can I translate the knowledge into bringing the high school? That's remain to be seen. I have to take all the knowledge that I have and then uplifting the educational system in Thailand.
So right now you have the material. What you need is time and the tool to make it happen. Hopefully we will see the change and hopefully you'll be with us more than average. The Thai education minister has been in any government the past 20 years.
Okay, thank you very much. That's the average. Okay, but we don't have much.
How long have you been the minister again? Sorry. For the
A little
education?
bit over a year, maybe 14 months.
14 months?
Oh, so
Yeah.
you're already above average.
Yes, I'm above average.
Yes. That's great for us. So hopefully you will stay even longer and be able to do what you said that you were going to do. And that will be a big change because I believe that human resources is very important. It's important
Yes.
for our future.
Yeah, it's going to take efforts for all, from the state sector, private sector, from international sector. Everybody who's involved in wanting to improve education, we have to put our efforts together. I'm sure that we can do it within Thailand. We don't need help from anybody else. If it's within our control, make it happen.
One last question. How do you want the world to see Thai education?
Okay. Given time, maybe in the next 5 years, if we are able to revamp the whole operation within the Ministry of Education, I want us at least at the top, near the level of Singapore, and hopefully in the long run, we can be on the top in the world. It's a big goal, big challenge, but I think we are.
Okay, thank you very much for your time today. I'm very happy that you will be able to be on the show.